Super Hornet. It's extremely reliable.
I'm very confident. I know it's going to do what I ask it to do.
First of all, the thing can work its tail off. It is an absolute workhorse.
Its incredible wealth of mission capabilities makes it very usable in really any theater.
It's got a lot of systems that allow us to see what's going on around us, and it feeds that information to us so that we can make our own decisions inside the cockpit.
I'd say the number one thing that sets the Super Hornet apart from really any other platform is its controllability. You can fly the thing in almost any regime of flight, and it's really easy to manage.
It'll get you out of a jam if you need to. Specifically if you're one-on-one fighting in a close arena. We call dogfights, a knife fight in a telephone booth. So being able to have that one extra maneuver that the other guy can't do could be the difference.
The heads-up display is obviously the tool of choice that makes it a lot easier.
When I want to put it in a certain piece of sky or turn it in a certain way, I don't have to look down into the cockpit, taking my eyes off of what's going on around me to do it. I have buttons right at my fingertips, ready to go, and I know exactly what it's going to give me when I move the stick or the throttles, which is really cool.
Not only is it extremely capable in the air-to-surface arena, but it's also extremely capable in the air-to-air arena as well. Competitive with the highest threat aircraft that are out there in any of our potential adversaries.
For a combat environment, we can turn these jets back around into combat really quickly. That's the top piece, is the fact that it's so durable. And then the other piece is its reliability. When I'm out in combat, very rarely do I experience any type of system emergency that has me come back home.
My name is Anthony Copeland. I help launch and recover aircraft, but mainly my focus is recovering the aircraft.
ABE Chief Jerome Uter. My job out here is to supervise on the safe launch of aircraft off of catapults 3 and 4.
This is engine room 2. This is one of our engines that you see right here. Main focus is safe recovery of the aircraft. The tow hook will come down off the plane and engage the wire that's on the flight deck. Once it engages, it will move all of our components to stop the aircraft.
The aircraft will come up, and right as it approaches the catapult, the catapult crew members will then take charge of the aircraft, ensuring that it gets properly connected and hooked up to the catapult. And every phase is basically a check to ensure that it's safely hooked up and the catapult's ready. So it's actually about a 4 or 5 check before we actually hit that fire button right here, before the shooter actually hits the fire button. The experience never gets old. I've been in the Navy 16 years now, so every time I see it, it's an adrenaline rush that it keeps giving.
That adrenaline rush that you just get when you're around that jet and around this equipment and on the flight deck, you can't get that anywhere else.
The aircraft is definitely very cool compared to the previous aircraft. It's definitely more efficient from my views, quieter, moves a lot smoother than the previous aircraft.
The maneuverability of it, the way it just lands so smoothly, the way it takes off, it's just like a ballet, it moves so flawless through the sky.
With the flexibility of the systems in the aircraft, the flexibility of the weapons it can carry, and in my case, the F-18 Foxtrot, the 2-seat version with the additional capabilities that second crew member brings, we have a lot of capabilities that other aircraft don't.
A few things I like about the jet. On a maintenance perspective, the jet being new is nice. A lot of mechanical, electrical mechanical things are a lot more user-friendly, per se. As far as the platform, it seems to be bigger, capable, and every package that they put on it seems to work. That versatility is the answer to that.
something that is unique to the Super Hornet. On our last combat cruise, we had a large number of targets to strike, so we had 20 bombs coming off 2 jets. That small measure there, something that many other aircraft can't do, saves time, fuel, and allows us to strike the enemy in one pass. That's just a small microcosm of how flexible a Super Hornet is. Basically, if it's in the Navy's inventory, the Super Hornet can carry it.
As far as having on-the-go issues, with just the pure lack of on-the-go repairs, reduces the amount of man hours that I have to do for flight schedule. Therefore, I can put more man hours towards phases.
Whether it's the offensive system in the aircraft with the AP-279 AESA radar, to the defensive countermeasures in the aircraft and the offensive weapons, I am comfortable going up against any aircraft in the world today.
As the aircraft handling officer, I have the Ouija board right here we're looking at. It depicts basically the exact flight deck, and the templates are to scale of how the flight deck is. So we basically manipulate everything that goes on out here on this Ouija board, at the same time try to keep the chaos that's happening out there controlled inside here, and still have a nice flow, comfort to the floor on the flight deck, to making sure that we can efficiently operate, launch, and recover aircraft over the flight schedule. So our aircraft come in for landing, we catch the wire and come onto the wire into the runout. Probably sometimes stop somewhere around right here. They raise his tail hook up and I'll start taxiing him out to turn out area. If they goes to the turn out area, if we're going to decide, do I need to take him down the line? Do I need to take him on the bar and park him to another parking spot? Is he going straight to the catapult to go launch him, or do I need to deharm him, take him on the line, because he's going to require fuel and it's a quick turnaround. He's going to go to the catapults. Is he done for the night? And I'm going to take him to our elevator and I'll probably send him down to the hangar bay. We operate efficiently with about 38 aircraft on here. We operate with 40 and they get tight. Having the Super Hornets, it's more efficient to work with them because the maintenance on those, you know, they don't break down as often, and they just make the deck flow smoother.
The first thing that comes to mind is the additional hours.
Conformal fuel tanks is huge.
And not having to potentially carry a centerline drop tank to basically reduce drag on the aircraft, that would be a welcome addition to the Super Hornet.
The 9,000 hour life is really the big one, right? Because that means that you have an advanced airframe that can actually last through some of these combat deployments.
As a Squadron XO, I'm monitoring the life and the lifespan of all of our aircraft. And we're starting to reach pretty close to that 6,000 hour limit.
Even this past deployment, we're putting quite a few hours on the jets, just flying constant sorties.
We're looking forward to the SLEP program that'll extend the life, but when they come off the line at 9,000 hours, that's going to immediately take the stress off of long-term planning for the aircraft and managing our depot level maintenance and other long-term maintenance. The next thing that as a pilot that I really will enjoy is the additional fuel. That'll extend my range even further. It'll reduce the necessity to have as many external fuel tanks as we sometimes configure for certain long-range missions, and allow me to add an extra weapon or reduce my drag.
When you take the drop tank off of this, the centerline fuel tank, it becomes an absolute animal. Down low, it's just absolutely vicious to fight.
While Super Hornet has multiple capabilities, increased range without a sacrifice in payload will be a welcome addition to the capabilities.
The cockpit displays is the other big thing. You look at some of the more advanced systems now, the ability to change what your cockpit displays look like and having a reliable touchscreen, that'd be nice to have.